Oops.
You know anything about
Hold
Max?
on. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. We have a pretty cool show today with Max Flanders, who is number 88 on an Indian that came in third place in the Atlanta race a couple weekends ago. And DP and I painted his motorcycle, but we'll get to that. And before, I just wanted to tell all you local guys, this is the schedule for our bike nights. It will be, the first one is June 19th and July 17th, August 21st. So it's the third Wednesday of the month. We get a really good crowd here. It's a fun place to meet. We have food trucks, music, a band. We give away some stuff. So it's always a good time. So mark your calendar, June 19th, July 17th, and August 21st. And even if you don't live local and want to come to one of our events, bike nights are where it's at. Also, I want to remind you guys, May 19th is our Cars and Coffee and Motorcycles at Sunday. It is going to be at Motion Concepts, which is in Taunton. So I know I posted this a couple of times and there was a little bit of confusion. It's not here at our shop. It's at Motion Concepts, which is on 44 Winthrop Street. It's going to be at their shop on Sunday morning. So they're bringing the cars, the cool cars. We're going to bring the cool bikes. So if you guys want to join us, that's Sunday, May 19th for Bikes, Cars, and Coffee at Motion Concepts on Winthrop Street, which is 44, the other side of the green, if you know what I mean, if you're local.
Yeah.
So you guys come down, meet us down there, and that is Sunday, May 19th. I think that was all that I wanted to point out. Do you got anything, Dad, to point out for the moment before we get to Max?
No, nothing really.
DP's Born Free bike.
Yeah,
is moving along.
Yeah, my Born Free bike is moving along really well. The most everything is done as far as all the fab. Hot Rod John, which is Metal Innovations, he's doing the gas tank for me, and it's almost done now. Actually, he's bringing it over later today, and it'll hopefully all go to the sandblaster tomorrow, and we can start paint. So it's been a workout. We've been really busy with this stuff, and but it's coming along, and it's a tight schedule as usual. But I'll post more pictures tomorrow.
I think that you're actually, I know it's going to be down to the wire as it always is, but you're actually pretty on this compared to normally.
I mean, I have to be, yeah. It's when, Jeff Zielinski from NAMS, Jeff is going to wire it for me. It's fuel injected with a throttle by wire, so I'm not really up on that stuff. So I'm going to bring the bike down to Jeff's, spend a couple days down there with him. And he's going to do the wiring. And then Dan Totes from Connecticut is going to do the pipes. So I'm going to bring the bike over there, and we're going to make a set of pipes.
I think somebody's here, hence the dog's barking. So, all right, something else, guys. Make sure you should follow us on social media. So my Instagram is Jody Perowitz. DP's is D Perowitz. We have the Perowitz ones, Perowitz_CycleFab. And then the Perowitz Facebook page. So if you guys make sure you follow us, give us a like, comment, all of that. Our YouTube page is just Perowitz. We have been, Caleb and I, which he is the young guns here, have been cracking up at some of the videos that we have been getting, and we can just give us a minute. But when we start posting them, they are a riot. It's going to be like a day in the life of DP. So we have a lot of good content for YouTube. So make sure you guys go over there and follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our page. All right. Well, I'm not going to wait for DP anymore. So let's get to Max. Hey, Max.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you, champion?
I'm doing good. I'm still a little sore from my crash, but I'm getting better each day. But dude, I'm still smiling from that day.
So I'm not gonna lie, I tried to find that crash, and so I could not find it, literally.
Yeah,
so tell us about that.
Unfortunately, they didn't have it on they call it the aftermath of it, where my bike was just lay at the side of the track.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, I was pushing really hard in the race, and we made a bad suspension setup, and the track was drying so fast, and we had it pure wet, so it was just too soft. So I was coming through the corner, and the thing just got all bound up.
No,
It,
wait. So this is not the bagger races.
no, this is the
Correct
super
it.
bike.
So that, yeah, so people don't get so what were you riding?
I was on a yellow Yamaha R1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing just got crossed up. I got on the gas super hard trying to square this guy off and get into the next corner. And I hit a bump, and the thing just went all the way into the stroke, came out, went back in, and then I just flew over the handlebars. My sister was in the corner watching. She said I went like 10 feet to 12 feet in the air and then came straight down on my hip. And then all of a sudden, all I remember was like, I was in the middle of the track and there was a bike coming at me. I'm like, oh, I better get off the track.
Oh.
So I get off the track as fast as I can. I lay there and I'm like, my hip is slightly messed up. So
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
regardless of breaking your hip, that had to hurt and just like physically take its toll on you regardless. And then how soon was it after that that you had to get on the bagger?
Well, that was the last lap of the superbike race, and then my dad came over the bridge on a scooter, and the marshal was great. The marshal helped me off the hill. I was limping like an idiot. My dad scared me because he's cutting through traffic on the scooter to get me down to the bike. I sit down. I think I was sat for maybe 5 minutes, and they're like, "All right, it's time to go." I was like, "Let's see."
Man, 5 minutes. So 5 minutes in between these races that you got not only like even regardless of being hurt, like you got to hustle from one race to the other.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there many races that race in both series, I guess you could say?
Actually, now at the beginning when the baggers first came out, not really, because they didn't have as many races. But now
Yeah.
I think the baggers have like 9 rounds. So like I think like Barber, the next one we won't be doing double duty, and then I think Washington we're not doing double duty, but everywhere else we got Road America, you've got
Whew.
Minnesota, you've got California, Mid Ohio, Texas again, and New Jersey. So 6 more rounds, and the race is always back to back. It's always Superbikes, then King of the Baggers. So I have 5 minutes in between. I gotta turn my Superbike brain off, turn my bagger brain on, and then get to ripping. So
Yeah, I would imagine that they got to be two totally different beasts.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
It is really strange getting off one and on the other, and especially I mean people who have never raced like one of these racing baggers, I would think they think it's even stranger because they're definitely bigger, they're heavier, they've got so much going on. Your hands go from being down here to up here, so like the riding position is completely different. But honestly, the way the bagger handles and the way the superbike handles they're not like crazy off. Like the baggers are so good now with everything they've got going on that it's not that big of a deal. And the braking markers are about the same because on the superbike you're going 20 mile an hour faster, but the bike's lighter. So like when you go on the bagger, you're going 20 miles slower, but you got another 200 pounds to slow down. So the braking markers are the same. So it's not as bad as you think, but it is a little strange. I'm like, okay, arms up here. This is my shift points, and like, yeah, it's a little different for sure.
Yeah, I mean these baggers are just so cool that I know the series kind of originally had started, it seemed, for the backyard guys, and now it's just taken off that it's so professional.
Yeah.
And I mean these bikes are serious. Like that picture, like you are laying it over.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't normally see baggers that low. And like, I mean, Kyle Wyman, he drug his elbow on a bagger last year at New Jersey.
Wow.
Like, those things don't go together, like normally if you're dragging your elbow on a bagger, it's because you did something stupid. So, yeah, it was pretty impressive what they've got these things doing.
So a little off subject, but I loved it. I could rip on you for your accent all day long. People do it to me in DP all the time, so it's kind of cool to hear someone else. So, so where is that accent from, and how did you get into racing? Give us a little background.
Yeah, so I was born in England, so my accent's kind of from there. I started doing grass track in England, which is super similar to flat track. It's just instead of, the gravel dirt oval, it's on grass, like fields and stuff. I did that in England, and we won a couple championships. But Dad
What were you riding?
I was riding a Kawasaki 65 two-stroke.
Okay.
And then I jumped up to a Kawasaki 85 two-stroke. And then I think one year I was the only person in the world to win on a Kawasaki that year. So Kawasaki like sent me a bunch of free stuff, and I was like 6, and I was like getting these hats and mugs. I thought it was so cool. And then we moved here because Dad wanted to start road racing. And then I moved to Louisiana from England, which was a bit of a culture shock. But
I would say so.
I have to admit, I love all my Louisiana friends. They're absolutely crazy, but they're a hoot all the time. So it's
where did you live in Louisiana?
I lived in Slidell, so like 30 minutes from New Orleans. So
okay, because we had a good friend of ours that lived in Church Point. You know where that is?
Yes, I do. It's not that close to Slidell, but I know what you're talking about.
I was going to say it can't be that far because he wasn't too far from New Orleans.
No, he was. He was about 2 hours from New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, I've been past there a couple times, but it's more north, or right? I think
I don't know.
No, I think it's east.
East. Okay.
Yeah, I think, but I can't.
I'll have to look it up when I see it on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the super bikes?
So I started riding in America, and when I was 12, and I just kept pushing away, and then my dad got me into AMA when I was 16 on an R6, and then he turned to me and he's like, "Hey man, I gave you all I could. I'm out of money." And I'm like, "Oh, that's not fun." So luckily for me, I got a break. One of the riders, remember when they were riding the XR 1200s Harleys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an opportunity to ride one of those at Barber, and I did the best result the team had all year. So they're like, "We want this kid," and it was like my quick little break. So
how old were you then?
I was 16 then when that happened. But then the next year they got rid of the Harley Cup. So I was like, "Oh no." So the team was like, "We still want to race. We want to race an American bike. The only American bike we can race is an EBR 1190." So they got me
an EBR.
What is that?
Yeah, what's an EBR?
So it's a Buell. So
Okay.
So they had the Buell racing, but then they had Eric Buell, and then
I think that's what the EB was. Eric Buell.
There was an issue between Buell and Eric Buell or something, and then Eric was like, "Screw you guys, I'm going to do it by myself." And I think that's what EBR came from, because he couldn't technically have Buell as his name anymore. But so they brought that out, and we went, and first weekend I was doing really well on it, and then I messed the bike up really bad. We were at Kota, and I was going through one of the turns, and the bike was having a fueling issue, so the bike would just randomly like kind of jolt. And the day it was raining really bad, and I went from like 18th to like 9th, and I was going, coming through a corner, and then all of a sudden it jolted, and the bike went sideways, and I was just gone. It totaled it, and they don't have the petrol tank or gas tank up top. It was the airbox, and they had the gas tank in the frame.
Yeah.
So the airbox just disintegrated. It was gone, and we didn't have many spare parts. And then that night, EBR said they were going out of business and they're not making any more parts.
Oh, jeez.
So then we went from there. At the time, Yamaha was winning everything. Jumped on a Yamaha, went there ever since. I've been doing really well, trying to make a name for myself with a privatization over, trying real hard. And then luckily enough, I had a really good friend of mine, Mike, who's like one of the guys who does the marketing for Moto America. He threw my name in a hat with Brandon to ride a bagger. He called me. He looked at my YouTube stuff. He checks me out and stuff like that. And he said, "I think you're the right guy for the job." And I was like, "I'm in." So we started racing baggers last year, and now I'm doing double duty, superbikes and baggers. Anytime, I would do all the classes if I could, to be honest, because I just like being on motorcycles. But it's been a whirlwind. But yeah, I'm glad and super happy where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet. All right, so let's get back to Atlanta. So you crashed in the Superbike series. You are obviously hurt. You have to get your dad takes you on the scooter to the starting line for the baggers.
Yeah, pretty much. He takes me down to the team. The team sat there going, "Can you ride?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can ride." And I'm just sitting, and the doctor comes over and he looks at my helmet. My helmet's destroyed. He goes, "You can't wear that." And I was like, "Okay, I've got another helmet, but I can't get it right now because I'm about to go out. Can they meet me on the start line with it?" And he's like, "Okay, yeah." And he goes, "Can you stand up?" I'm like, yeah, I can stand up. So I stood up and it took everything in me. All my muscles were clenched and I was just like keeping in like this yelp. And I'm like, I'm good. And he goes, okay, you can race. So he let me go out there and then the race went really well.
So I'm gonna play this clip. Hold on. Okay.
Oof. Yeah, this one's fun.
Wow. How did you feel when that
Wait,
happened?
all right, go ahead.
I'm telling you, I was a little bit scared.
I
Man,
bet.
what a recovery.
You saved that.
Dude, it started going sideways and I felt it and it kept going and kept going and kept going. I'm like, oh no. And I was like, I just crashed. Please don't crash again. And it was just strictly instinct. I kind of tapped the rear to slow it down and then it went and it just snapped back on me and went straight. And as soon as it was straight, I just hit the gas again to keep going. And it was a little luck. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, I bet. It was. I mean, that's okay though. Luck is part of the game.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, there's certain things you can't control.
yeah, a little bit of luck and a smile, and we were all good.
So that I believe that day it rained, right?
Yes.
Did they have like any kind of rain delay, or do they just go whether it's rain?
Yeah, no, we just go. We race rain or shine. The only time that we don't ride is if it's like lightning or thunder or something like that. But no, it rained all day, and it stopped about. It actually stopped like just before my superbike race, and we didn't know, but the track dries so quickly, like so fast. So in the superbike race, it was drying ridiculously fast. That's why our suspension settings were wrong, and I had an unfortunate crash.
Yeah.
But in the bagger race, luckily I just got off the track and I told my dad on the scooter, I'm like, dude, it's drying. Like
I was just gonna say, so you must have known you had a little bit of an advantage.
Right. So the guys took the bike and they just stiffened it all up going back towards like the dry settings. But with us being a small team, honestly, we should have done what first and second did and we should have put slick tires on. But we didn't have time because this guy went and hurt himself, so I couldn't really talk.
Hey, you know what though? You got to look at it. You still got a podium finish. That is huge. Yes. That is so cool.
I mean, honestly, if everyone out there was on wet tires, I honestly believe I would have won that race. But I have to take my hats off to the Factory Indian guys. You know, Troy and Tyler made great choices with their tires, and hey man, it paid off. But yeah, no, getting that podium and then battling not only with like the champion from last year, Gillum. I mean,
yeah, I think that's this video. Hold on, let me play this. Is this video?
Yeah, so that's Gillum. I mean, me and Gillum have been friends forever, and I've always got great respect for him. He's an amazing rider, and for him to push these bikes the way he does and get champion last year is just amazing. But like, this is like the first or second time that I've actually battled with him, and we just had great respect for each other. We're pushing, we're both sliding around, and at the end of it, I mean, we got great TV coverage, and I got the podium. So he actually came up to me afterwards, and he was like, "Dude, I don't know how you did that. Like, you rode so well." He super humble guy, super nice guy. Gave me a lot of compliments, and yeah, he was really cool about everything. So
yeah, I mean that had to be so cool. I mean, even just to be up there with the factory guys, where you're a privateer, you know, you guys itch for that big sponsor, for somebody to come and help you out, and so for you guys to compete up there with the big guys, that's really cool in my book, because I know what it takes to race, and not even at your level.
Yeah,
you had to be stoked.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, like, when I was in third behind Gillum, and it was like a flashback to New Jersey because I was there again. And I was like, okay, I'm in third, but this time I can push and pass him, or I can chill and get third again. And I was like, I was kind of in two minds. And then next minute, Tyler O'Hara came by. I'm like, okay, now I'm in fourth. No, I'm going for podiums. I was like, it's on. And I think I had some more pace, and we were both lighting up the tires. But like you said, just being up there, I mean, the two factory Indians, this was the first Indian lockout for the podium. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you guys swept the podium. That's cool.
So they were all excited about that. I mean, I raced with Kyle Wyman, like Kyle Wyman's been the fastest guy in the baggers for the last like 3 years. So being with him on the track was really cool. It was just, yeah, it's awesome. I like being at the front. I'm very feisty when it comes up there. I was super pumped. I was smiling in my helmet the whole time. Even though I had a big scare, I was like, dude, I was having an absolute blast out there. It was so much fun.
That's so cool. And you obviously must have been, because you forgot about your pain.
Yeah.
Like, you were probably not in any pain for the race, that race.
That's the thing. As soon as the light went off, my adrenaline rushed up. I forgot about it. I was like, I can't feel anything. Like after the race, I've watched it a couple times actually, but
I'm sure we've all watched it a couple of times. I'm sure you've watched it like 6 times.
Yeah, definitely. But like after the race, you see me stand up, and I'm like, yeah, and like I think back to it now, I'm like, how did I do that? And then once again, when I come around to turn 10, I stand up again, and I like just that cool down lap, I started feeling it again. I stood up, and you see me kind of wobble because like my hips started hurting like crazy. So,
I bet.
But luckily, like I said, I came in, everyone was super nice. They helped me, limped me across everywhere, and then Troy carried me onto the podium.
It's so cool.
Yeah, that was like the first time I actually talked to Troy that weekend, and he came up to apologize to me for something he did in Kota. Like it was like a warm it was in our qualifying, and I was on a fast lap, and he kind of got in the way a little bit, but like it wasn't anything too crazy. But he like went in, and he like looked at my time, saw that I was on a fast lap, and then the sector he came back in front of me, I slowed down. So he came and apologized to me for that. And I was like, whoa, okay, that's really cool.
That's very respectful.
Yeah, so super awesome guy. And then he won the race and then carried me up there. And that was brave too, because like I'm like 200 and something pounds with those leathers on, and they were wet. So that made it worse. And dude, he going up those stairs, I don't know how he did it. I'm like, dude, power to you, but I couldn't carry you up there. No way. So yeah, no, he's an awesome guy.
You obviously you wear the same leathers for the Superbike versus the baggers?
Yeah, normally I do. Luckily for us, when we joined the bagger team, they decided they wanted the bike yellow, because they're like, look, let's make it yellow like your R1. Then you don't have to change, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Good. And then it worked out with you guys great, because
DP loves bright colors.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, just watching it on the track, like it just looks so cool. Like it catches the eye. It's got the flames. Like it's so cool.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many people between DP and I both were texting us and like, hey, did you guys paint that bike? What? Like, and then whenever first of all, the Superbike crash, and then that where you got out of control, and then you winning, like my phone was like blowing up. I like had left it on my counter that Sunday because I was literally out my yard, and I came back in and had like 18 text messages. I'm like, what is going on? And it was like everybody was like, man, your boy Max is a beast. And I was like, listen, we're only trying to help the privateer out, but if you guys want to help him out too, you can.
Yeah. Hey, man, anyone listening to this, if you guys want to be part of the team, let us know. Contact us, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you need. We're always looking for extra sponsors. Like you said, we're trying to, and that's the hardest thing, is getting sponsors now, man. It's like a lot of people are interested in bikes, but it's like, a lot of the people that are interested in bikes aren't in the, like, they're not in position to sponsor. They're just super avid fans. So we need to get the people who are in the position to sponsor to start really liking bikes, to give us. That's the goal right now. But
so tell us about your team, about Brennan and Mad Monkey. How did those guys get you to ride for them?
Honestly, it was a phone call. Yeah, it was last Christmas. No, not last Christmas. The Christmas before, I got a phone call from Brandon, and he goes, "Hey, man, we talked to Mike. He recommended you. We just wanted to throw it out there, see if you get interested." And it was funny because me and Dad were talking about it like that year prior, and Dad said, "If you get a chance to ride a bagger, take it because they're gonna blow up. They're gonna be the hottest thing like next year for sure." And my dad's always steered me in the right direction before, so I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I got this opportunity, and I didn't even think twice. I was like, "I'm in. Like that's it."
Yeah.
He goes, "Look, we're a privateer team. We don't have the best stuff." He used to be one of like a really great drag racer with championships there, so he's got the drag racing side down. But this is a little bit different. So
Yeah.
still learning, going through that. So I joined. I've got a lot of racing experience. I've been with Motor America since I was 16, so I've been there 10 years now. So
That's a lot.
I brought my racing experience, and my team came over and helped them a little bit. And then he's brought his drag racing experience by making a bike that will go.
Yeah.
And
It takes off.
yeah,
She gets
so
full shot, so to speak.
yeah, I mean, my starts have been getting pretty good.
Good.
But yeah, no, so we just kind of came together, and like the first race was that was a test of character, I'd say, because I lost my brakes and went through a wall, which kind of hurt. But after that, we just kept growing, and then Brandon saw what I could do, and then that wanted to push him to make a better bike, and then he'd make a better bike, and then I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna go faster, and then it kept going, and then like I'd say about 3/4 of the way through the year, we really started getting things right. And at Laguna, I mean, I was in 4th place in the qualifying, and that was just in the dry, no sketchy conditions. That was just me pushing it. And like we just been stepping it up every race, and we came in this year, and the guys got it. I mean, we got a 6th place with what, like 12 factory bikes out there. I mean,
Yeah, like with serious money behind them.
yeah, and that was on the Saturday. The 6th place was awesome. Like that was in the dry. We came in, we were ecstatic from that. We were like, "That's awesome." So then
Yeah.
the next day we go on podium, and we're just like, "Oh, it's even better." So yeah, being like the smallest team out there, it's definitely a challenge. But yeah, Mad Monkey Motorsports, they're working their butts off. They're trying to
Yeah.
get new sponsors. Luckily, I keep doing what I need to on the bike, and then obviously your paint job definitely got a lot of heads turning our way too. So hopefully we can talk to the right people and get a little bit of extra help and get closer to the factory guys. But either way, I'll keep beating up on him on the non-factory bike. It'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Not for nothing. It's pretty cool when the privateer wins.
Yeah, I mean,
It just shows that like you guys pushed it to the limit as far as the motorcycle, the mechanics, and now the rider. Like it's all got to work together, regardless of how much money you have,
exactly.
to put into something. So I mean, that's really cool. It's always cool when the privateer wins.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have seen videos of people watching around the podium on the big screen, and like there's like 20 people there, and all of them are going, "Go on, Max!" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's awesome."
Yeah, like I even got like a bunch of people on Instagram that were like, "Man, that Max is a beast, man, effing Max!" Like you just came through, like, and not that people are always. I feel like a lot of people root for the underdog, and you guys are kind of the underdog because you're not a big factory sponsor, you're not a huge name, like you're out there because you love it,
Yeah.
and the same thing. Brennan, I can see it, like he loves it. He eats it up. And
He's
even Paul from Lindell, he's the same thing. Like he pushes you guys to the limit. Like he is constantly, like, him and I brainstorming about things, and it's like we talk more about you guys and your team than we do about like custom motorcycles.
I like it.
You know?
I've met Paul, and dude, he's addicted now. We definitely got him hooked
Yeah.
on because we went and hung out with him when we were down in Texas, and he was just talking about what he could do here, there, and it was so cool because it's like I love seeing that passion. Like it's awesome. And then when
Yeah.
we inspire that passion. They want to come and help us. That's like the best thing ever. So yeah, I'm super glad Paul gets to come to some of the races now. He's always smiling like me too, so he definitely fits in. I like it.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna read you like some of these comments are pretty good. It says let me just go kind of up to the top. I like the Indian FTR 5 crowns wins in a row. The Bagger Challenger will triumph. Oh, is there a triumph in that now? I know that I mean in the Superbike. Is there triumphs in the Superbike series?
No.
I know they just recently added triumphs to the motocross.
Yes, they did add them to the motocross, but Triumph don't make a bike that's racing in Superbike now.
Yeah, we got great save at Road Atlanta Max. Max Flanders is a beast. I believe the HD guys went to rain tires that slowed them all down.
I was also on rain tires though, so
yeah. So it's kind of the same thing, and you still held it down.
Yeah.
Man, imagine if you switched.
Yeah, I mean, if I switched, I would have been up there with the other Indian guys. Like I said, it was definitely the right choice. But hey, man,
it is what it is. Yeah. So the rain tires get more tread? Is that what the difference is, or are they a softer compound?
Yeah, so they're way softer, and they have these grooves in them that get rid of the water. So
right, like push it out.
Right. So if you're on slicks, you hydroplane like that.
Yeah.
You can go through puddles without getting too crazy. But
that's such a risky thing.
Yeah, but when it dries up, those rains do not last at all. They burn.
Yeah.
It's so hot, and they just start disintegrating. And what will happen is you'll come out of a corner and you'll touch the gas, and the thing will just start going sideways. It turns into a drift bike. Like you saw Gillum in the race. He was leaving black marks everywhere. I was trying to be a little bit smoother to save my tire, but oh man, dude, the thing was sideways and drifting, and it was interesting, but it was, I don't know, I was smiling during it.
I mean, you have to look at it too, like if you didn't have the rain tires on, you wouldn't have had that save.
Exactly. I mean, if I went into that corner the way I did on the rain tires on slicks, I would have crashed, to be honest, like hands down.
Yeah, so everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. You know? We got a cool save. We got a
podium. If anything, it creates more hype. Like, how much more hype could you have gotten in that race?
Like, I don't know. It was definitely a lot about me. So
yeah, which is so cool, and it's all good. Like what a good rider you are.
Yeah, I like I said, Greg and Pridmore definitely said a lot of real nice things about me. So I thanks to those guys for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's weird though. I'm not the best at taking compliments. So when people say nice things, I just kind of smile. Like, yeah. It's really weird. So
yeah. When's the next race? Is it the end of May?
Yes, for the baggers it is. I have one in between. It's in Alabama, but it's only super bikes there, and that's I think May 19th. But then the one after that is 2 weeks after, and it's the end of May at Road America, and then I'll be back on the bagger again. So
that'll be cool. We'll definitely be watching you. So Jeff says, not an Indian guy, but that bike is badass and that kid can ride. Professional Monkey wants to know, what is Max's Insta? So what's is Max Flanders 88?
Yes, Max. Is it Max Flanders 88 or Max 88 Flanders? I think it's just Max Flanders 88. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to look twice again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another person said you're a rock star. We know that he is. Max is proof that Cinderella can make it to the ball. You have a fan on here, Kier Chipperfield. Max is hot as hell.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh la la. Chris looked like Sea Bear stunts. That's a good one, Mike. So I'm assuming because he was just like sliding all over the track, going around the corners and stuff.
Yeah.
Just watch that save. Pulled every muscle in my body. And yeah, unbelievable save. Let's play that again. Hold on. So people that are just tuning in can see it again. Hold on. Here we go.
play it in slow-mo afterwards too.
Oh, is it going slow-mo? Hold on, I'll play it again.
After the first one, I think it goes slow-mo. And yeah, I freeze framed it a couple times. How sideways it actually got, and it was like bar locked out. Like it was completely sideways on that. Hey man, just hang loose and send it, I guess.
Yeah, I see that you like picked yourself up too.
Yeah, like I said, if you asked me to do that right now, I couldn't do it because of my hip. But when adrenaline's kicking, I guess it takes over. And yeah, I got nice and light on the bike, just let it do its thing. Try not to make it too angry, and then get back on the gas.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like you didn't miss a beat.
No, right back on it.
You know, I mean, that was the thing. Recovering it was one thing, but being able to maintain the speed and maintain your position, I mean, that was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. As soon as I like got back into it, I was just like, Gillum's behind me, and I just started going again. And luckily, with the save, the way the bike lined up, I was going right still into the next corner. I was like, okay, awesome. I didn't lose too much, but then you see Gillum close in on me. I'm like, okay, now I have to break him, and yeah, that was the hard part.
Yeah, wait, is this Gillum in this one?
Yeah,
No.
that's Gillum.
Yeah, right there, one, right?
Yeah, he's the Benson Hines champion from last year. He's, like I said, great guy, great rider. We've got a lot of respect for each other. We've been riding together forever, so it was really cool riding with him. And he had a lot of nice things to say for sure afterwards. And he doesn't know how I saved the bike either, so it was kind of funny.
Hey, you did. Doesn't matter how you did it. You did it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we probably would have cried if that paint job would have already been done.
The guys were talking to me, and they're like, "If it's raining, we're not saying we don't trust you, but we're gonna change to the other bodywork." And I'm like, "That's completely fine. I don't want to scratch this bodywork." So,
I mean, listen,
everything is repairable,
right? And it's a race bike. That's what
I have to say thank y'all to y'all, because, like I said, once it came to Coda, we got it out in the sun. Oh my gosh, you should have seen the line of people coming to look at it. And then they were looking at the side, and they're like, DP did that? And I was like, and they were like, no. Like, yo. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, you gotta know people, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, it definitely looks really cool. It's awesome. What a beast the bike is in general. And then never mind, now it's got a cool paint job, and you can definitely pick you out of the pack.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
That's the thing. They all look so similar. I mean, I know Harley's very traditional black and orange, and then the Indians is dark red, but they're all kind of dark bikes. And then all of a sudden, me, and it's like your eye just is always drawn to it, and I love that. I think that's awesome. So
yeah, they all kind of blend together.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey man, we're here to stand out. We're here to make names. You know, like let's do this, and that paint job definitely helps. Yeah,
awesome. For sure. All right, Max. Well, I actually, one more thing. I think you live in New England now.
I do. I'm actually back, and I just saw that you guys are having like bike nights and stuff.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah. So yeah, do you think you can fit in one of these bike nights?
I'm gonna
see a schedule.
I'm gonna look at those dates and look at the schedule. But oh, dude, if I'm here, I'm there for sure, 100%.
Hey, so what do you ride for a street bike?
I actually right now don't have a street bike, just because I don't have any self-control. So
good answer.
Yeah, really.
Your mom probably likes that.
My team, like everyone always asks me to ride on the street and stuff, and like every time I do, it's just I just don't know how fast I'm going, because like when you're racing, you never look at the speedometer, you just kind of go. And like I had to test my bike in my neighborhood one time, and I came past the neighbors and they looked mad, and I was like, oh, I looked down, I'm doing 65 and a 25. I'm like, oh, and I was like, I don't have any concept for speed. It's just go. So right now I don't normally ride on the street. I am thinking about doing it and trying to calm myself down a little bit. So if you have any recommendations of what I should ride on the street,
we should get something old and slow.
Yeah, right.
I was
go fast.
I was thinking about getting a Grom, because you can only
you can do that.
Fun.
But then again, like I had a sponsor back in the day. His name is Luke Connor, and he had a hand shift to Harley. And I thought it was so cool. Like, and that was like, it didn't go crazy fast, but dude, it was just awesome. He was just on this. He looked so cool on it, and I was like, that'd be really cool. But I don't know if I'd have to check the maintenance on it too.
Yeah, as you got to
Yeah.
keep up with.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. It wouldn't be a sports bike for sure.
Yeah, no.
So do you like America or England better?
Honestly,
The truth.
this is my home now. I love it.
Good.
I love England. That's where my family is. You know, I have a lot of fun times there, but I don't know, man. Here it's awesome. We just have such a good time. Louisiana with all those people is great. Now I'm up here meeting all these new people, and it's awesome. New England's definitely a really cool area to be. So I'm definitely, this is where I'm staying for sure.
Yeah, you went from one extreme to the other extreme because England's way different than Louisiana, and Louisiana is way different than here.
Definitely. I mean, someone took me to a hockey game the other day, and I'm like, whoa, this is weird. I'm like, they don't do this in Louisiana.
Yeah, right. I'm sure.
No, there's no ice in Louisiana.
No, it's hot all the time. But
Yeah.
but I really like it up here. There's a lot of stuff to do. I'm very outdoorsy. Not at the moment. I'm on crutches, so I'm not doing anything.
Did you break your hip? Is that
Yes,
what?
I fractured the part of the bone at the top of the femur that goes into my hip socket is fractured. So luckily I don't need surgery, I don't need anything. There's some bone bruising in there now. So like honestly, I like moving my leg around isn't the problem, but as soon as I put weight on it and that pushes in, oh dude, it feels like I'm getting stabbed with a knife. So I'm calming down a little bit and trying to slow down, but it's hard for me. So
Yeah, well, I know. I just had a hip put in about maybe what 4 months ago, 5 months ago. Yeah, so I can
5 months
relate.
ago.
yeah, I bet you can.
Yeah,
Feel like a new man, or
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was gonna say your hip better be good. I'll wait for mine to heal because you got to give me a tour around your shop.
Yeah, no problem. Just hopefully you'll come down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
I'll-
said, down for one of our bike nights.
Yeah.
I'll wait for my hip to start hurting, but like I mean, bike night for sure. Or I mean, I might just come stop by. I think you guys are only like 2.5 hours or maybe 3 hours.
Now, whereabouts are you?
I'm in Exeter in New Hampshire.
Oh, so you're
Exeter.
right. Yeah,
That's less than 2 hours.
Yeah, you're like
Perfect.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll be there tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
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 Hey, you can
No.
come by here anytime, Max. You and your dad.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have to come see where all the magic's made for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Max. So we don't want to take up too much of your day, but give yourself a plug of how people can follow you and find your team, what your social media accounts are.
Yeah, so on Facebook, you can either follow my personal page, Max Flanders, or we have a race page, Max Flanders Racing, which is just purely racing.
Oops.
On Instagram, it's Max88 Flanders or Max Flanders 88. If you put that combination in, you'll find me. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. I'm always on Instagram trying to do either silly things, keep everyone entertained and stuff like that. We are trying to start a YouTube channel, but I'll post that when I get to it. But yeah, if anyone wants to reach out, if anyone's interested in how they could get like into racing and like part of it, I mean, I'm always willing to answer questions. If you guys are looking to sponsor, please message me because we take anything. I mean, if it's $100 just to pay for gas to the next race, or you want to give me $1 million and give me a factory bike, either way, I'll be smiling. So yeah, anyway, reach out. We're never gonna say no to anybody who just wants to lend a hand.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for being on. We hope to see you at one of our bike nights.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna look up the schedule now, and I'll be there. So.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Max.
Hey, good luck in your next race.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
You
you
too.
too. All right, guys. So that was our show for today. Just another reminder. So here's our bike nights. That's the third Wednesday of June, July, and August. We have them here at our shop in Halifax. So if you guys want to mark your schedule and come on down to one of those. Also, Sunday, May 19th, we have bikes, cars, and coffee at Motion Concepts on 44 in Taunton on Winthrop Street. So that's Sunday morning. If you guys want to come down and hang out, should be a good time. It's a first for us. So we have a food truck coming, and we'll have some giveaways, music. It'll be a good time for a Sunday morning. So that's Sunday, May 19th for all you local guys that want to come down. all these comments. Sounds like a Texan. He's British. Max is a badass for sure.
Bryce, we just sent his schedule
yes.
deck.
Yeah, I texted him. Dave has the new upper and lower control arms installed. He's good as new. Okay. I don't know what they mean by that. Kenneth, he wanted to know if Max is a Patriot fan. Indian, Grom, is he really?
Woody?
Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys all for watching, and thanks for your comments. Keep them coming. We like it when you guys comment. If you have any questions or ever want us to do something more or interview anybody in particular, make sure that you guys let us know. And like I said, go follow Max. It's Max Flanders 88. Look them up. Their team, Mad Monkey, they're a great team. They're always looking for sponsors, whether it's sponsoring tires or sponsor with dollars. Give them a call and help them out if you can, because we always like to help the privateer, as we did with that awesome paint job that makes Max stick out. So we will be back next week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow our YouTube page, subscribe, all of the above. I think that's it. You got anything else?
No, I think we're good, and we'll keep you updated on the Born Free bike.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.